Hello race fans, Racing 393, and we've got a bit of a throwback. Well, it's not Thursday, it's Wednesday, so we're going to have a throwback Wednesday. Doesn't sound right, does it? But we're going to step back in time, back to around, well, I must admit I haven't looked, but I would guess around 2007 or 8. I could be wrong. We're in race, the World Touring Car Championship. Basically it was race on. Had lots of expansions to this franchise, made by Simbin, so a lot of pedigree there. In what was, in its sort of infancy of sim racing. And excuse me, we're going to do some touring car racing around Imola. You can see there we've got the Caterham 7s, the Minis, the World Touring Car Championships 1987, and the World Touring Car Championship, the FIA, the most recent one, 2007, 2008. We're going to use the World Touring Car Championships. I did a quick go yesterday and I was in the Seat, so we'll probably carry on with the Seat, to be honest. So we'll continue, and you can see there I've got the British driver James Thompson with hair. Does he have hair now? Or was that Rob Huff? I know he hasn't got hair, but we'll stay with James Thompson in the Seat. But we've also got here the Seat Leon, and I just realised that you could have the Toledo Cupra. We'll stay with the Leon with our James Thompson. We'll continue. You can see here. Well, I put the difficulty down to semi-pro yesterday because whereas that was down. I found on pro it was just too hard to keep up. So we're going to try on semi-pro. You can see all my anti-lock brakes, traction control, automatic gearbox is off. Everything else is set to normal. The damage sensitivity, I didn't realise it was at 75%, but we've got it up to 100. I've got to use 2 race format, but I'm only going to do 1 race or 1 session. I mean, I might just do the practice session, to be honest, and see how we go. The formation lap is off. The weather is changeable. I've mapped my windscreen wipers and headlights to the wheel because I can. And I also noticed something else here which is interesting. We've got Pro, but then I could. Oh, you can't change that. Or can you? Okay, so semi-pro does put the damage sensitivity down. We can put that up. Alright, so I can change that. It was slightly easier yesterday, so we'll try it at 95. We put the opponent aggression to real and full flags. Not sure if that can go up. Can. I'll keep it at 23 because I'm assuming that including myself that's 24. Right, I will set that up. Something I didn't realise, I was messing around with this yesterday and didn't realise that changing the difficulty actually changes other things on here. Anyway, so we've got the Fanatic wheel again. Anything I haven't done, and I pretty much have time to do now, is to map my sequential gear lever to it. So at the moment I'm just using my paddle shifts. It's an older version of the Imola circuit. It's still got the tamburillo with the chicane, but more interestingly, it's got a slightly different variante bassa, which has got like a little, it's not really a chicane, it just sort of goes round to the right then left or something, I can't remember now, but it's not quite like it is now. So we've got 30 minutes. I won't be doing anything like 30 minutes. So car starts up. And there we go. You won't believe this game is, oh, what is it, 10 years old? It's obviously not as detailed, the full feedback, as current games, especially coming off of R Factor. Certainly runs well, obviously, for the game. It's on a GTX 1070. Sound ain't too bad. Front wheel drive. I'm not sure how the tyre management will go. You know, when the tyres warm up. Down to the chicane. Yeah, probably a bit quick. Looks like my teammate next to me. Just takes a little bit of getting used to be honest. I'm using the GT3 McLaren wheel, which isn't really correct, I suppose. You can see the grime build up on the screen, on the front screen, which is decent. We can put my wiper on. Which hasn't actually wiped that little smudge off. The force feedback is nowhere near as detailed as the other games you play. Sounds a bit wide there, but the sounds, the engine is very good. The force feedback is definitely quite aggressive. I'm having to hold on to the wheel quite a lot. Wiped away. Most of it, but not that smudge on the window. That might be a chip, actually. One thing I might have to adjust is the brake. It seems very sensitive at the moment. Slightly up.
Reward for cutting the track.
Okay. Let the BMW pass, I suppose. Off a little bit. Well, can't go much slower. Yielding now. So I might go adjust the brakes. So we'll probably go head off into the pits actually. Quite sure where I should be parking, to be honest. So I don't have any mechanics out. Okay, so I'm guessing there's a button to sort of get your pit crew out, and I don't think I've mapped that one yet. So anyway, car setup. I want to check something here. I've got overall. Yeah, brakes. I'm sure yesterday I had that down because it was a little bit sensitive. You sort of brake and it's locking the brake straight away. I'm going to leave everything else as it is for now. You can see where we're at. Blast. I'm sort of way off. I think a lot of that is to do with the braking. Now if we go to the sectors, you can compare, you can see we know it's off because it's off. That's why I'm at the back. But not to worry. Just sort of testing out an old game on a new system. So let's try that again. See what the brakes are like. Seem like you've got to press harder, which is what I wanted. see if we can put a lap in. So we're not at the back, at the least. Doesn't want to turn in very well. Wind noise I can hear. So I might better turn that down in the options. Right, I know it's only practice, but we'll give it a lap down the main straight and see if we can make some time up. It's the first checkpoint after the next chicane. So 4 tenths up, nearly 4.5 tenths. So far so good, it would seem. Oh, hang on.
You've been warned for cutting the track.
Yeah, you don't want to know what happened there. I wasn't thinking where I was doing. I've actually got a mind blank. Right, we'll try again. Maybe it'll be quicker, who knows.
Caution, single yellow flag in sector 2, no overtaking.
Well, 3 tenths up that time. So, although the yellow flag is out now, it's good to see they've got track limits. They're not too over aggressive with that. I remember that time. And that's 2 seconds up. That's good. Might better make herself up from the back of the grid, although it's only practice. There we go, across the line. Still 24th line. We'll try again, do one more lap. I like the sounds. Graphics are kind of adequate. I mean, they're on par with a lot of current games. You can see where Race Room gets its pedigree from. Another second up. I thought that last chicane would have been a bit on the limit, but it hasn't come up with anything, so the second, hopefully. An improvement. Oh, one space. Might as well keep going, I suppose. Or we'll roll. See where we end up. Funny sounding BMW. 3/10 up again. Holding our own against the other cars out there. This chicane here is crucial. I lost all my time there then. 3/10 down. That's rubbish. Driving a front wheel drive car as well, a bit different to what I was used to do. No, just go around there. So we'll go to full screen. So this is like a throwback Wednesday. Simbin in the World Touring Car, sort of race 07. I think Race On was actually sort of the predecessor. I think I've got that somewhere, Race On. But you can see here that Race Room is kind of this game, isn't it? It's actually this, with some obviously a lot of advancement. So these old games are still very, very playable. I mean, the graphics do look good enough to play. I mean, there's nothing shameful in liking this. I must try to get GTR working again, because I had it working on the new Windows 10 PC, but can't remember how I did it. But I'll do my best. It's been a little bit aggressive on that last chicane. So we'll return to the pits. Look at my timing. Yeah, not last. I'm not proud of that time there, but 31.3. So it's on par with most people around me there on this bit. 22.8. That's a bit down on the second sector, and well, there's only 2 sectors, isn't there? So you can see where I'm behind. 3 seconds. I need to make up on the second sector. Well, there we have it. There's my take on the Simbin Classic World Touring Cars. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll try to get some more of these older titles working. I'll see you on the next one.